It's 1 o'clock. No call yet. I'm gonna have a nervous breakdown. So, yeah. I'm just waiting still for the call. I don't know what time they're gonna call. It's day 5 update. This is a big one. If any are ready for freeze, they will freeze them today. If not, they'll keep growing them. Tomorrow I'll get another call, and then another one on Saturday if they all haven't frozen by then. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm trying to take a deep breath. I have a super bad headache. My heart is racing. Just want to know we're ready. Keep you updated. Bye. Hi. So I think it's around 3 o'clock. I finally got the call for our day 5 embryo update at I think it was 1:30ish. So they told me that they were able to freeze 2 today, which is really good news, because those are safe, and we will definitely have 2 embryos, which is amazing. And then the other 2, she said one of them is still in early blastocyst, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, blastocyst, I think, stage. And the other one, she said, is still in multi-cell stage, but hasn't changed very much since day 3. So they're going to continue watching the other 2, and they will call us tomorrow as well as Saturday to give us an update if those make it to freeze as well. I would think that the one that's in early blastocyst stage has a better chance of making it to freeze than the other one, just because if there's been no change since day 3, then it might not make it. So good news for today is that we have 2 frozen, which is so amazing, and I'm super happy because I thought on Sunday that, we were going to end up with nothing. So 2 is really good. And yeah, so we'll see what ends up happening. We could end up with 2, or we could end up with 3, or we could end up with 4. So we just don't know what's going to happen until, the end, until they all have to be put in freeze. So anyway, we're obviously, I think I told this before, but we're doing all frozen cycle. So anything that makes it will be put in freeze. And we will be doing a frozen transfer. And so we don't know when that will be, but we'll see. I'm waiting for my period to come, obviously, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, I'm excited, and we'll see what happens tomorrow and Saturday, and see how many embryos we end up getting. Have a good day. Hello, so it is Saturday, day 7. It's a week after egg retrieval, and it's day 7 of embryo report. I didn't make a video yesterday because there wasn't very much to report. They called me and they just said that obviously the 2 are frozen, and then the other 2 are growing very slowly. She said that they were both in early blastocyst stage, but I guess, they're not where they need to be, or ready to be frozen. So today's the last day. So I'm assuming that if they haven't gotten to where they need to be by today, then they won't be frozen. They won't be in the running for it. So then we'll only have the 2 frozen. So we'll see what happens. They're gonna call me at some point today and let me know. And we'll go from there, obviously. But we still have the 2 frozen, so that's a good thing. We can, prepare for a transfer whenever we're ready. So that's a good news. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I was kind of disappointed that we only had the 2 a day or 2 ago. But then I've been seeing some girls posting in my groups and stuff, and some of them are ending up with nothing, and that makes me so sad. Like, I can't even imagine what they're going through. And I had a small glimpse of it on Sunday when they only had told me that 2 fertilized, and so I thought that, like, there was a possibility that we were going to lose both, but that I didn't experience the lack of having nothing, going through this and having 0. So I just can't imagine how they feel, and I feel so horrible for anybody that has to go through this and get nothing, not even 1 chance. So I'm thankful that we have 2 chances at this. Both are day 5 blastocysts, so that's like the best. I think the best you can get is the 5-day. And hopefully those are babies, and they'll become babies, and that's the hope, obviously. And then obviously I have in the back of my mind that we only have 2 chances, and that's it. And then we're back at square one, and we have to start over. So that's scary to me too, because I have seen a lot of women in my group that have been doing multiple transfers, and none of them are taking. And just know that, like, your body has to be ready to accept it, and like everything has to be, I always call it, the stars have to align. And it's so true. Even with natural pregnancy, everything has to align perfectly. And so I'm praying and hoping that one of those 2 embryos that we have frozen is our baby, and it will take, and we'll get a healthy baby out of it. Obviously that's the hope. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Again, we can still get 1 to 2 more frozen embryos. I was doing some research, and I couldn't find very much on 7-day blastocysts, blastocytes, I don't know what you call them. Anyway, so I guess you could pronounce it either way. So there wasn't very much information on it. I've heard of 6-day, and I don't know if mine would be technically day 7 blastocysts, because they weren't frozen on day, or there would be frozen on day 7, but they technically became blastocysts on day 6, so I don't know if that counts anyway. There's a whole crazy thing to this embryo thing. Like, there's a grading system, and they're rated depending on how many cells they have and how they look, and like all that stuff. And I mean, you can make yourself crazy, and people are like, don't worry about the rating. Like, I had one of the embryologist told me that this embryo was one of the worst ones that I had, and it had a low grading, and I got my baby out of it. So, like, I'm trying to keep that in my head, that it doesn't matter what the grading of the embryo is. If it became a blastocyst, that's a good sign. So yeah, anyway, I don't have anything else to report. Yeah, I mean, it's a week past egg retrieval. I'm feeling normal. Have some like twinges and cramping like here and there randomly, but other than that, there hasn't been very much going on. Like, I've felt pretty normal, so that's really awesome. I had a really quick recovery time with egg retrieval, and I've heard that the less eggs you retrieve, the easier recovery you have. So I'm assuming that's why my recovery was so easy, is because we only pulled out 8 eggs. So yeah, like I was feeling pretty normal. Josh went back to work on Wednesday, and I was watching Braden and all that stuff, so I was feeling pretty normal on Wednesday. So yeah, so that was a good part of it. Anyway, I will update after we get our last call. This is the last call we'll get and the last update we'll get on the embryos. And I'm honestly ready for this week to be over, because this has literally been the worst of the whole IVF process. I was so worried about like the injections and the egg retrieval part of it, but like that was seriously nothing compared to this week waiting for every call. Like I think my anxiety has been so bad this week, because it's just you're waiting for like your fate. It's crazy. So anyway, yeah, like this has been the worst part of the whole thing. Like I would do injections and egg retrieval all over again to like not have to go through the week of waiting, but obviously that's included in it. And then people are telling me, well, if you think this wait is bad, wait till your 2-week wait, and like when they would implant the embryo in me, and I'm sure that's super bad too. So yeah, I will update after I get the call and let you guys know what's going on and what we have to work with. But I'm preparing myself and telling myself that we have the 2, and I think I do have a feeling that that's what we're gonna end up with. And it's funny because that's what we had on the day after we had that 2, and I was upset about that, but the 2 made it, and they're the strongest ones of the group, so hopefully that's a good sign. All right, so I'll update you guys later. Bye. Okay, so we got our final update, day 7. We just ended up with 2 embryos. The other 2 didn't make it, and so yeah, so we have 2 frozen embryos. I asked her about grading, which I don't really understand, but I was going to research it a little bit more later. They're 5BC and 5CB. So she said that they were excellent, and yeah, so whenever we're ready to do a transfer, that they're ready to go and they're in there. So yeah, it's good news. We got 2. I thought we could have possibly ended up with nothing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping we had a little bit of a cushion and we would get more than a couple, but 2 gives us 2 chances of having a baby, and so that's really good. And yeah, so I'm excited, and I just wanted to come on here too and let everybody know that I won't be updating or posting anymore. We don't know when we're going to be going through the transfer process, and I want to be able to announce, when we're ready. I want to make sure everything's okay and all that. Instead of posting and letting everybody know like what we're going through and the transferring process and everything, I still plan on taking pictures through everything and recording videos, but I will probably not post them until either we become pregnant or we have to go through another IVF cycle or whatever we have to do. So I just wanted to let everybody know that there might not be updates for a little while. Yeah, so I am so thankful for everybody following our journey through this first, and who knows if it's the last IVF cycle. you know, I am planning on actually posting some videos for others that might be going through IVF or thinking about going through IVF, about some pointers and tips and whatnot like that. But anyway, with our journey for right now, I'm not going to update, and hopefully the next thing you'll hear from me is that we're pregnant and expecting baby number 2, because that's the goal of this. And I don't know when that will be, but I hope it's soon, and I hope that, yeah, I don't know. I just hope that that happens. But anyway, again, thank you all for following us on this journey through IVF, and I hope that it, for anyone that's going through this or thinking about going through it, I hope that it helped you. And I know that I know that doing these videos and stuff, for me, it helped me so much through this, and I'm so grateful for everybody that has been supportive and texting and calling and messaging and everything, asking us about updates and how I'm feeling and whatever. So we're like super thankful for that. I'm thankful for that. It helped me honestly get through this whole process. I only cried like twice, which is so amazing, in like a month. Wow. But anyway, yeah, so thank you again. And I hope that the next update we have with this is that we're pregnant. So we'll see. Hope everybody has awesome holidays. Happy Thanksgiving and New Year and Christmas and all that good stuff. This is a fun time of year to spend with your family, and so I'm thankful that I get to spend it with my husband and Brayden and my family and friends, and kind of try to relax a little bit maybe. But anyway, again, thank you all for following us and supporting us and being there, and maybe there will be good news soon. We hope.